Hi Praveen, hi Arun. Let me know when we can start. Okay, I'm going to start the meeting once you say okay.
Hey, hi Bala.
Hi.
Yeah, we can get started, Bala.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, I'll start now.
Yeah, sure.
Hello everyone. This is Bala. Hope you're all doing good today. And I'm going to walk you through the challenges of hybrid cloud billing terms. And let's dive into the session. Here's the agenda. We'll talk a bit about hybrid cloud and the key services offered by cloud services provider to enable digital transformation to their customers. And we'll talk a bit about what to look for in a billing platform as a solution for you, and followed by a demo. That's the agenda. About me, my name is Bala, as I said earlier, and I have 15 years of experience in product development and execution. I take care of a product called Hybr. It's a hybrid cloud management platform, and it offers resource management as well as billing solution. And that's about me. And about my company, we started our company in 2014. We are an independent software vendor, and we provide solutions on the private and public cloud space. And our office is in Seattle, the United States, and we have branches in India and Canada regions. Our customers are present across globe, making use of hybrid cloud as well as public cloud. So that's about our company. So what is a hybrid cloud? We have had a lot of terms about hybrid cloud, public cloud, multi-cloud. So the combination of your on-premise and public cloud forms a hybrid cloud. And for most of the organization, hybrid cloud enables the very fast way to adopt digital transformation. The reason being, it's not easy for any company to adopt cloud right away. There needs to be a transition phase in between, and any company or enterprise, be it medium or small or large enterprise, they have their own on-premise data center. So to enable both on-premise data center as well as cloud, hybrid cloud is the way to go. And as I mentioned, it provides a quickest way to transform digitally. And as per Gartner, there are about 75% of mid to large enterprises that is going to be adopting a multi or hybrid cloud by end of this year. And what that means for reseller is it opens a whole lot of opportunity for the cloud service providers and MSPs. With digital transformation happening rapidly across the globe, it has become eminent for cloud resellers to provide services that help their business grow, their customers' business grow at scale. And I have identified 4 key services here, and it includes private and public cloud, SaaS offering, and backup service. Private cloud is basically an on-premise data center that runs on VMware, System Center, or Azure Stack Hub. And the well-known public cloud providers here are AWS, GCP, and Azure. And most of the cloud service provider are also a Microsoft CSP partners, where they sell and manage licenses for their customers. And they also offer backup services. And I have picked the top 3 or well-known backup providers such as Veeam, Commvault, and Acronis. And there are numerous other services and vendors available in this space, but I only just picked these 4, and these 4 being the top priority for any business to grow at scale. So, and after this, let's see what challenges as a cloud service provider you would face in terms of building all these services to your customers. Challenges. You have 3 challenges seeing here in the PowerPoint, and out of that, The top one is varying billing model, which is one of the biggest billing challenges on hybrid cloud setup. And the next challenge is to provide the cost visibility and the consumption visibility to the customers. And being that not present is a huge drawback for you and your customers. And the last one is the difficulty of dealing with multiple invoices from various or multiple vendors. So these are the three challenges. Let's get started with the varying billing model. There are two types of model here, out of which one being vendor to cloud service provider, whereas the cloud providers such as Azure, AWS, and Microsoft CSP, follow a trend of billing, and that is given to you for as a billing model. And the other one is cloud service providers to customers, where you as a service provider offer customers a billing model. So these two are the billing models that is available, and let me show you talk a bit more about the flat subscription fee and pay model. Flat subscription model is nothing but a licensing cost, and most of the SaaS offerings follow this model, and they are basically a pay per user or unit. It's a flat cost, and the flat cost applies per user or per unit. An example here is Microsoft 365, and for Payg, which is pay as you go, this model is adopted by IaaS services, and this deals with the consumption-based billing instead of a flat rate. Users are charged based on what they are consuming, and the prominent providers here are Azure, AWS, and GCP. And before I jump on to differential pricing, I want to dig deep into this flat and page model. Flat subscription model. Here is an example of a flat subscription model, and the Microsoft 365 suite containing productivity tools such as Word, Excel. They can be purchased through a CSP, and a customer can buy a set of licenses, and they can assign it to their customers. And they are charged based on the number of licenses they have bought. Let's say if a customer purchased 5 Microsoft licenses, Microsoft 365 licenses on May 1, that cost about $10 per license, and the number of seats, based on the number of seats the customer have bought. By seat I meant license here. So by end of May, the invoice gets generated for $50, which is the cost of the license, and the number of users is 5, so it's going to be $50 that is generated by end of the month. So this is a flat subscription fee model. And here is how paging works. So as pay as you go states, you pay for the consumption, not a flat fee, not for purchasing a subscription, but using a subscription. Taking Azure as an example, resources are built based on the usage consumption. If a customer used a VM, and if a customer used the VM on all 31 days, and if that VM cost about $1, the customer would be charged about $782 by end of the month, and the billing cycle gets generated by end of the month. And here is the usage computing pattern that is followed by most of the cloud service providers. And IaaS usages, where Azure and AWS, what they do is they have this computed, they compute the cost every day and every hourly basis, and they have a cutoff time every month. So if the billing cycle is from May 1 till 31, they have a cutoff time around 28, 2 or 3 days earlier, and they generate invoice, and then by end of the month they roll out the invoice, and any overage charges or any missed charges gets accommodated in the next billing. So this is how this is the billing window, and it applies to most of the cloud providers as well. And as you see, this is quite different from what we have seen in the flat subscription model, isn't it? Let me go back to the varying billing model slide. So we have seen how SaaS and IaaS services are offered. how that varies between the licensing versus usage model. Let's talk about differential pricing now. CSP have to provide cost based on the services that is valued by a customer. So there is nothing like one cost that fits every customer. So you can't apply a cost and you can't apply that cost to every customer. So the valuation of customers or services differs across customers. And to give an example, I have split that into 4 tiers here, bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. And in the example of bronze, a customer who has about 20 licenses gets 5% of discount, and they fall under a bronze category. And similarly, a group of customers in silver category who have at least one cloud subscription will fall under that. It is just an example, and the discount they might get is they get is more than a bronze category because the number of users or licenses and the number of usages are more than the other set of customers. Then there is gold and platinum, and apart from the discount and the license increases, there are other value-added services gets accommodated as well. So in the example of platinum, you compare with the gold, you see private cloud offerings included in it. So as a customer, you can either increase the services or you can add in special offerings to your customers and as a free of charge, or you apply more discounts to them. So these are very flexible. You can decide your own pricing model, and you can decide based on the regions, based on your customers' need. You can you can just modify you can accommodate any sort of billing model that suits your business and elevates your business and solves your business problem for your customers. So the challenge here is, how do you combine all these? So you get a flat subscription model from licenses. You get pay-G, and you have this differential pricing on your own for your services to customers. How do you club all this in one? That's a important challenge, right? That's the highest challenge that every customers are dealing with now. And here is the next challenge, which is absence of cost visibility. So the cost and consumption aren't a problem when you have when a customer have very less services and they are offering only one services. So there isn't a problem. But the moment when customers started using most of your services, such as IaaS, cloud, and on-premise, SaaS, etc., the problem here is there is a license usage and there is a cost associated to it. And when the license increases, it's not, even though it is a flat subscription fee, it is not easy for them to remember what would be the cost by end of the month. And that gets very tedious when it comes to cloud. So cloud cost is not predictable at all unless you have a very unless you have a static business in a trend where it is same across the throughout the year. At least you get an idea, but the cloud visibility isn't there. So users are not sure what their current consumption is, and they have to wait until the end of the month to know what is the consumption and cost. And similarly, private offerings, private cloud offerings from you as a reseller, you should be able to tell the usages that is incurred so far and the cost of it as well to the customer. Without these, there are solutions, multiple solutions out there, and one of them is customer can log into AWS, Azure, or your own proprietary system where they can just go and look at the cost and consumption. So in AWS, there is a reporting view where they can just check the each service level cost. And similarly for Azure, they can hop onto the Azure portal. Azure provides a commerce experience where they can look at the cost and consumption of it. The problem here is users have to hop between multiple services. That isn't good. So just because they have to hop into each services, it isn't possible every day. And imagining a CFO sitting and wanted to know what would be the cost and what is the estimate. It is not possible for a CFO to just switching between the portals every time he needs a report. So that's and they can't also do stop doing that because they don't want to get surprises by end of the month with a huge cloud or on-premise billing cost. So that's another challenge. And the last challenge here is multi-invoice and multi-format. So the trend now is hybrid cloud and multi-cloud. So with multi-cloud and multi-vendor and multi-services, it also brings in multiple challenges, right? So the challenge here is imagine you have a customer who use all the services from you, and the key services that I listed are private cloud, public cloud, and license and backup services, right? So if a customer is having making use of your private cloud, which uses which you offer your VMware or system center data center to customers as a private cloud, and then there is Azure and AWS subscription for them as well, and they also have a license purchase through you and VM backup services available for them. So if you look at this invoice, each invoice for private cloud, it is the control is still with you, where you define the start and end date or billing cycle, and the cost is computed based on what you set. And for public cloud, the subscription is mostly on the subscription start date, and let's say here it falls under May 12, and the cost is about $18,000. And for AWS, the invoices date is different, and similarly Office and Veeam is different. So there are ways to club these into one. If you are a startup and if you are in an MSP and if you are a startup, you as a cloud service provider can do this manually, and you can consolidate all these in as a one invoice and roll it out. Or if you have only one customer, you can either send out 5 different invoices every month, and whenever as and when it is provided to you by your vendor. And but if you're a mid and large scale, it is going to be a lot of manual work for you to either club these into one and then send it to a customer, or sending multiple invoices to them every month, and reconciling or collecting funds every month is going to be tedious, and customer is not definitely going to like when they have to receive multiple invoices. They in their enterprise, they would have a process where it has to go through a clearance for payment, and if there's one invoice, it's easy for them to get clearance and pay in once. And if it is going to be multiple invoice, the turnaround time for you get your money is going to be increased, and you are not, the customer is not going to be happy with that sort of process. So this is a large challenge, but it's a very important challenge that is currently faced with our current cloud and multi-cloud and hybrid trend. So what to look for in a billing solution? We have seen the challenges, and what is the billing solution should offer to accommodate or solve this problem. Varying billing model is the first one that we have seen, and as a cloud reseller, if you are able to customize the billing model for your customers, that is the solution is going to help your customers. So the billing solution or platform that you're looking at should have a customizable billing model that supports differential pricing to customers. That's number one. And the absence of cost visibility or unified cost visibility, you should look for a platform that gives you a single pane of glass experience. You and your customer can make use of that portal and get a visibility of all the services and consumptions of all the services provided by different vendors and cost accommodated in one portal. That is going to help a lot for your customers, and that's the solution that addresses the absence of cost visibility. And the last challenge which we have seen, multi-vendor and multi-invoice. The solution that is going to be helping you here is invoice automation, and the invoice automation has a process of gathering all the invoices from various vendors. It integrates, talks to the vendor platform, aggregates all the cost, and generates one invoice that clubs all these in one invoice, and either automatically send us an email to the customer or to you, where you can send it manually. So this invoice automation is the last solution that you have to look for in a billing platform. And apart from these solutions, you also need to look for a feed a capability of sending feeds to external systems. So if you are a mid or large cloud reseller or a service provider, you might already have a billing platform in your system, in your enterprise, and you may not, when you find the right platform, you may want to have a transition phase between the current billing platform that you use and to adopt a new platform. It cannot just transition from day one to day two. So during the transition period, you want the system to make sure the new billing platform to talk to your proprietary system or to your external systems where all the billing reports are shared. So that's very important. So these are the 4 solutions that you need to look for in a billing platform. And it's commercial time. Hybr that you see here, that's a product name, Hybr, and a few of the capabilities, billing capabilities that are listed here, which is differential pricing, and we have discounts and promotions capability. You get your customers get show back, and you can charge back them, and you also get a unified invoice feature. And the payments and billing fees that we have seen is also that you see here is also an important feature that we have. And we are not limited to the features listed here, but these are the areas that we are going to focus today, and we are just going to stick with the challenges that we have seen, and we are going to see a quick demo now.
Thanks for the presentation, Bala. So before you connect to your demo environment, so just a reminder for attendees, please be sure to type your questions in the Teams Q&A section. So we have a dedicated Q&A session at the end. Hope you're ready with the demo environment, Bala.
Yeah, let me show the demo now. Okay, so this is the Hybr portal, and what you see here is a portal for billing admin, and the portal that you see here, is used for configuring a billing or adding or onboarding your customers. And this is the dashboard that you get as an administrator, and you are welcomed with the quick stat information about your customers. And the screen that you see here shows you the number of users, subscriptions that you have, and it also shows the current consumption, resource consumptions here in this tiles, and it also shows you the number of virtual machines that is being provisioned through your customers, and the storage as well. And you see the cost trend here. And this is the consolidated cost trend that of our history that is being charged for your customers for the last 5 to 6 months. So you're welcome with screen, and we are going to talk about the pricing configuration first. And let me again switch to the tenant portal before I switch to the pricing configuration. So this is the tenant portal or customer portal, and it looks similar, but you can identify, you can differentiate the portal with the color. So the customer portal that I'm going to present in a while is going to have a blue color, and the tenant, the admin portal is going to have an orange color background here, right? Okay. All right, so let's see how we can integrate multiple providers in one single platform. Now we talked about integrating or offering your private cloud, your on-premise cloud to your customer as a private cloud, and we talked about Azure integrations, VMware, etc. Right? So I'm going to show you quickly on how that is configured. So you get a screen of connection management where you can configure your on-premise data center or cloud offerings. So I'm going to show you a quick window of how vCenter or VMware screen looks like. So you get to choose your data center's information, the access to the data center and the credentials can be given. And once that is configured, you get a connection, you create a connection. And once the connection is created, you are good to share that to your customers as a private cloud. And you have the control of showing and not showing these services to your customers in with a pricing plan that we have. And the next feature that you're going to see here is a pricing plan. And this is how you configure the billing models. We have talked about various billing models, right? There is a IaaS offering pay-as-you-go model, and then there is a software as a service licensing model, pay per user unit model, right? And we also talked about varying differential pricing concept, where you have different tiers of packages provided to your customers. So that these can be configured as a plan here. Here is the list of plans, and here is a billing plan, and it only offers billing related services to your customers. And here's another plan called Cloud Assert, and here you can see all the services, multiple services that you are offering to the customers. Cloud Assert vConnect is an internal product name where it offers resource management, and billing is where they can look at the cost visibility and all billing features, invoices, etc. And service catalog is basically a marketplace where you provide a self-service platform to your customers. So these are the plans and services that you can offer. And the other inside the service, you have a configuration where you can also enable the list of billing related services such as licensing and Microsoft Azure public cloud and software as a subscription feature to customers. So you can enable, and if you are a Microsoft partner, you have multiple offerings from Microsoft partner, where you might have a customer who are non-profit organization or a small business. So you can choose what sort of category that you offer to your customer, and the most large enterprise will only be interested in the enterprise category. So you can configure these to in your plans, and you can publish these plans to, or associate these plans to different customers where they can avail these features. And the next one we are going to talk about is configuring the differential pricing. We talked about plans and services. Now, how do we cost and associate a cost, or define a cost or markup fee for the services that I offer? I'm going to pick an example of Microsoft 365 base example. It's a pricing profile, and let me search for. You will see all the prices from various licenses provided by Microsoft. Dynamics 365 is here, and if I search for 365 business basic, you get this business basic licenses from listed here, and you can also see the cost of it. The price is in Indian rupee, and the Microsoft Basic 365 offers email services to customers, and then web version of web and standalone version of Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, etc. And you can edit the price here. So this is the cost provided by the vendor, your vendor, and in this case, this vendor is a Microsoft, and it happens to be Microsoft, and the cost is pulled from their partner center platform. And you can define the cost, and if you wanted to change it, or if you want to apply discount at the license level, where you have multiple licenses offered. But for customer using Microsoft 365 Business Basic, if you want to apply discount, you can apply discount and give a discounted price here. And if you want to provide a minimum cost for this particular license, you can define it here as well. And you also have get a sample calculator wherein if you have if you estimate 5 business licenses sold to a customer, and the cost by end of the month, this is the cost that you would get. So you can play around with the cost, and you define based on your comfortable cost and services inclusions. You can define the cost, and you can proceed. So this is how you configure licenses and its cost. And I'm going to show you another set of usage-based meters. Let me pick default pricing plan. And here you see all the meters listed here, similar to what you have seen license earlier. These are all the meters available, and the meters are nothing but your infrastructure as a service, where you have CPU, core, storage, all defined. So you can search for CPU, and I'm going to search for CPU, and I'm going to pick this CPU average, and this is for system center. and you can edit the cost of it similar to what you have done for Microsoft CSP, the license. So you can define a unit price, and the unit price can be applied hourly. You can also set an hourly price or monthly price, and you also get to know you also get the sample calculator where it gives you an idea of what it is going to be by end of the month for so much of usages. So this is how you edit a meter, and that's about usage meters and license-based pricing configuration. And similarly, you can have multiple pricing profiles. So in the example slide, we have seen Microsoft as a CSP. You can offer multiple group categories of customers, right? So you can have a silver, bronze, platinum, etc. You can define multiple pricing plans or profiles and associate that to customers. And we do support multiple currencies. Let me show what that is. And here is the region. Based on the region that you select, you get the currency changes. And if you are in Europe region, or you can set euro, or and you can set multiple currencies there. And if you're in India, if your customers are in India, you can choose the currency as INR. I'm going to switch it back to United States here. And you can set a pricing name for it. It can be bronze, silver, or whatever, according to your tiered concept. And you have an option to set a one-time fee. Usually our customers make use of this feature where when they first onboard a customer, they have an extra set of work where they get one-time setup fee. Apart from the licenses and the uses that they that they charge their customers, they also offer one-time fee as a setup cost. So you can, if you have that sort of recommends, you can define your one-time cost here. And then let me change it to and let me you have this markup percentage as well. So we have seen individual license level cost and markup cost earlier, right? Similar to that, you for all the services that that is under this particular plan, you can set up a markup fee. If the customer is being charged for their usage as $500 inclusive of all licenses and Azure and AWS cost, you can define a cost that says 10% of the overall cost. You can set this as markup percentage, and your customers will be charged $500 plus 10% on top of it. And usually our MSPs use this feature to apply markup as a service fee for their customers instead of just reselling it, right? They get value by providing services to the customers, and this is what is going to help them. And there are cases where our customers offer promotions. Usually, in different regions, they have a promotion period during the fall or Christmas time, or during the start of the financial year. So it differs according to regions. And if you are willing to set a promotion period, you can set up a cost for it. And let's say that you can roll out a pamphlet or a flyer. Or if you are attending Microsoft build event or any event hosted by Microsoft, and if you have a stall out there, you have a pamphlet printed that says, hey, if you are enrolling now, you're going or within this month, you're going to get 5% discount for the next 3 months or throughout this particular month. You can set that cost here. You can set a promotion percentage here, and you can also set a promotion period. It can be 1, 3, or it depends on the promotion period that you have. So you have that sort of capability here as well. So that's pretty much about the pricing profile. And next is the interesting part where you give visibility to the customers of their usages. And I'm going to switch to the customer portal now. Let me switch it. Here we go. So this is the customer portal, and as I mentioned, the color blue represents it. And you are welcome, or your customers are welcomed with a quick stat where it shows the current cost consumption. The current month cost is about 26,000 rupees in Indian currency, and the estimates is about 84,000. So we are in the 8th or 9th day of the month, and so far for the 9 days, the consumption is 26. So we have this computation logic where it picks up the average, it aggregates all the cost, and it gives an estimate of 84,000 rupees for the month. If the trend, the usage trends for that particular customer remains the same, this is going to be the cost of it. So we compute this and we show that, so that a CFO or any person who get access to this particular portal get an idea and they can take action accordingly. This doesn't give a fair picture. It gives what is the current state, but this is what you're going to get by end of the month. Is going to open up an opportunity where they can optimize resources right there. So that's an important feature that you have that you offer for your customers. And it also gives you a tile that information about the previous month cost. And with this right there, current month cost and current month estimate and last month cost, what it tells you is it was just 60,000 rupees earlier, and why am I going to get 84,000? What are we doing wrong? Is our business are we having too many customers now, and the usages of cloud is shooting up to the roof, or what's it happening? So all these questions would arise, and it may be a good good reason, because if there are more customers and more usage happening, it's good for you. Or there can be an unused or not optimized resources or left out, which is costing you a lot. So you can take action right there, and you didn't hop into any different screen. You are in the dashboard screen, and you're getting all this visibility right there in one screen without even a single click. And here is another chart that tells you that shows you the current billing amount, and as we see, you as a cloud service provider, you offer private cloud to your customers, licenses, and public cloud offerings, right? And this donut chart tells you what is the cloud cost here. CSP, as a CSP, the charge is about 16,000 rupees, and the cloud and license costing alone is about 62% here. And SPF cloud, and it sounds technical, but this is configurable for you. What this means is it is a system center platform where you offer them your customer as a private cloud offering, and that costs about 100 rupees. And this is vCenter, which is VMware. So if you happen to have both system center and VMware data center, and if the customer is consuming resources from your data center, that cost is segregated here and shown. And you also get a visibility of what is the monthly fee and one-time fee, and the tax associated to it. Now, all these are listed here in the donut chart. And you also see the monthly trend here, and this gives you a pattern. It either tells you that, okay, during the last quarter of every year, the price shoots up, and again during the second quarter of every year, the usage and consumption is shooting up, and I'm getting charged. So this business pattern tells you how your business is behaving, or it gives a picture of your business agility, where you can scale up and down, or your business or your business is on an autopilot where it scales up and down according to your customers' needs. And it also gives you alerts you that, hey, there is something wrong. The pricing is shooting up for no reasons. So you can get that idea. And this is another forecasting chart. We are here with 26,000 rupees, and if you continue the trend, it's going to be like 83,000 by end of this month. So that's the dashboard. And the next screen that I'm going to show you is the invoice. Here we go. So if you have multiple subscriptions inside your company or multiple departments, you can view all the departments or subscription inside your company and costs associated to it. So you can group your, you can create multiple subscriptions, or you can just have a single subscription for your company or your customer's company. And I'm going to pick the third one, and here is the invoice view, and it tells you that this customer is using the invoice date is from so and so, and it tells you the admin department admin or the company admin, and it gives you the picture of the meters that is consuming the cost. And here you see that it's all private cloud. And I'm going to show you another invoice where you get to see all the, this is a customer or a department that uses all your services, such as CSP licenses, Azure, and in a private cloud. So this is how it's going to look like. And if they also have backup, it will be added here as well. Okay. So these are the Azure Advanced and add-on. You see add-ons here, licenses here, and Microsoft 360 SaaS. And then you also see the private cloud usages here. So this is how it is, and you can download an invoice, or your customer can download the invoice themselves, and they also get the same picture here. They'll get a summary of invoice, the total cost, and the grouping of each cost. License are basically the CSP, Microsoft CSP grouping, and then WeConnect, as I stated, it's our product name. And this can be customized, and you can have your own private cloud offering name, and that costs about 5,000 rupees. And billing includes your monthly billing as well as one-time fee included in it. And credits is basically you wanted to offer credits to a customer, and you can apply ad hocly, or you charge your customer and you wanted to reduce that in the next billing. You can also make use of this user credits or customer level credits. And the detailed atomic billing is listed here, where you get to see each and every services. And as we saw in the earlier screen, the invoice PDF also has a Microsoft 365 and the add-ons that is costing the customer. And they also get the private cloud usages as well, and the tax as well as the credits that is being applied for the invoice. This invoice can be either downloaded manually by your users, and they don't get to see the invoice automatically. You have control to it. You can either have them look at open the invoice for them automatically, or you get to review the invoice and then you approve, and then they get an invoice email as well as the screen. So you have that sort of control as an admin or a cloud service provider. So that's about invoice. And I'm going to show one other feature that you might like as a cloud service provider. Let me switch back to the admin portal here, billing admin. So we have a reseller billing section where I'm going to pick the month of April. So what it gives you here is it tells you an overall picture of your all your customers' cost, and it tells you how much your customers are paying to you and how much you are paying to your vendors. So and you also get a reseller margin visibility here. So in this for April 2021, there are about 114,000 rupees that you have charged your customer, and out of that you paid about 77,000 rupees to your vendors, and the margin that you get here is 36,000. And you also get a view where this view that you get here is very, very important. It is just a grid of information, but what it tells you here is it tells you what services are very important. That can be your vendor can push a particular service, but in reality, a customer need is different. So it tells you that, okay, most of the customers are using a builder capacity add-on, and most of the revenue is on that. So you can prioritize your offering, and your marketing or sales team can focus on this add-on and see what value it adds to the customer, and they can promote accordingly. So, and it also tells you what are the first three or and what are the highest level of margin that I'm getting, what by selling what services, what do I get, and you can also group them in accordingly in your pricing plans. So this is an important view that I wanted to show you, and I'm going to get back to the slide. That we're done with the demo, and let me go to the slide.
Okay, thanks, Bala. Thanks for the presentation and the demo. I think you covered the main challenges that our customers are facing today and shown how Hybr addresses those challenges.
That's right.
Okay, so I think we will go ahead and take some time for the questions now. Do you have anything to show before that?
That's about it. I just want to have a slide that tells the highlights, the feature that we are offering in our Hybr platform, and I want to show the slide of and the contacting where they if one of the attendees wanted to call us or wanted to make use of the trial, they can use the sleeves.
Okay, that's fine. So let's have a Q&A now. So I could see a few questions from the attendees. Okay, it is being published and we have answered in the chat window. So let me read that question. If you have, if you want to elaborate anything, please, Bala, you can go ahead. Okay.
Okay.
So the first question is about, can you integrate with any ERP system to process the bills? So it is about Hybr integration with other ERP systems.
Yes, definitely yes. We offer two types of integrations, and one is most of the recent ERP systems such as SAP, HANA, offer API-based integration, and then there are other integration ERP systems which are quite old, and they only talk through file transfers. So we currently have ready-made integrations with the file transfers. We have customers using it, and we support integrations with any ERP system. Yes, we have that.
Okay. So let me move on to the second question. Does Hybr support multiple currencies?
Yes, we do. As I stated in one of the screens, where you can configure your region, your customer's region. If you have customers across the globe, you can choose their region and their currencies as well. So we do support it.
Okay, great. So I think we have an option to set source currency and target currency where we can apply the currency exchange rate and customers can do that very well using Hybr. Okay.
Yeah, that's right, Praveen.
Yeah. So we have one more question. Is Hybr white labeled solution?
Yes, you can have your URL such as instead of having demo.hybr.com that you are seeing now, you can have your name.com or your customer name.com. You can have that, and you have these are all included in the license, and we can customize that for you as well.
Okay, great. So I can find another question right now, Bala. So how customers pay their bills? Do you support any payment gateway integration? So are we supporting it?
Yeah, so we the majority of payment is Stripe and made through Stripe, and we support that. And we also have some regional based payment integrations such as PayMeMoney. Yeah, we do support payment integrations. And if you're keen on one particular payment integration, reach to us, and we can clarify on that.
Okay, thanks, Bala. If you have any questions, please post it here. We can wait for a minute and find if we have any questions. So meanwhile, let me take the time. So if you want to know any technical details, please visit docs.cloudassert.com. So it contains product feature, release notes, and technical information about Hybr. And also we are very active in social platforms also. So please follow Cloud Assert page to get the updates quickly. So I think we have done with the presentation and the demo.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.
Okay, so let's wrap up the session. Thanks again for joining us today. Thanks. Oops.